Welcome back to AM Live. I'm Monique Graziadei, and I have Kathleen Harmon here. She's the Executive Director from the Amador Community Foundation.
That's correct.
And we're going to learn a little bit about that today.
Well, probably not a household name, but Amador Community Foundation was founded 15 years ago. And what we do is we have our pulse on the needs of the community. And let me encapsulate what we do. A lot of different things. One of the things we do is we incubate nonprofits, and what that means is you have a great idea to be a nonprofit, and it takes about 2 years to gain a nonprofit status, and by the end of that 2 years, it's very difficult to know whether you're going to be a success. So what the foundation does is we allow you to come underneath us, work as one of our programs, do your great work, and determine whether or not it's viable. And if it is, then allow you to get your nonprofit status and go out on your own. So that's one of the things that we do. The other thing that we do, surprisingly enough, is since 2000, we have granted $1.6 million into this community.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I know it. You are just so successful and wonderful with providing, monies for these different nonprofit groups. And I don't know, where do you find the money? How do you get it?
Well, it comes from the community. And I think probably if people research or look for a nonprofit that they would like to contribute to, the Community Foundation is not going to be on their radar. The thing that we do is we have a very broad umbrella. Our money only goes to Amador County, but we can work with major donors, with large estates, but we can also work with, and I'll give the example of a lady that sends us $25 a month. She lives on a fixed income. She wants to help animals, and she trusts us to make sure that when she gives us that $25 a month, that as we collect her what she calls a very small contribution, but as that contribution grows, we give that money back to the animal shelter who well, the last thing we did was we bought them a camera and a printer so they could do a better job of marketing the animals that they have.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. And what I find interesting too is I remember, I work with Lawton Ranch over there by Rayleigh's quite a bit, and my daughter's been a rider there for years. And they did kind of the same thing where they had a riding program, and you guys were so generous to kind of let them go underneath your umbrella and provide that nonprofit status, accept donations from the community. It was an amazing thing. I just thought, wow, how did these people, like you, pull off this wonderful opportunity to let people go ahead and collect these generous donations from our community, because without the status you really can't do that, and people do want the tax write-off.
They do. Interestingly enough, and you can do all the studies, the statistic is 68% of the folks don't give because they get a tax write-off, but the truth of the matter is this time of year people are looking at, do I want to give them, and it's true, do I want to give the money to the government, or do I want to give the money to my community to do charitable work? And if you don't know how to do that, talk to your tax guy now, because the truth of the matter is that you can make a contribution to a nonprofit and not pay the government. You're going to pay one way or the other, so
might as well keep it in the community.
You might as well do something that makes you feel good instead of an obligation on your tax base.
And you'd mentioned trust, and so that's really, really important to me. If I make a donation, I'm a trusting person anyways, but when I know and I can see that that the money that I'm giving away as a donation is actually being used in our community, and I can see it, because I see the different events that go on. I go, oh yeah, I like that.
Well, and what makes us, the Community Foundation, unique is that we can give to any nonprofit. If you have your focus, if you know exactly what nonprofit you want to give directly. But a lot of people like causes, but they don't know how to invest in that cause. And by giving to the Community Foundation, and you say, I want my money to spay and neuter pit bulls, or work with homeless, or it's absolutely wide open, and then we honor donor intent. So what we do is make sure that if you give us money that's designated to a certain area, that we spend the money exactly that way, and your $25 or $100 partnered with somebody else's, and well, 2 years ago, the homeless shelter was in risk of closing, and we had $5,000 that we could give them, and we put that out to the community, and within 7 days, we had $22,000 that we were able to give the shelter to keep it open.
That's amazing.
So it wasn't, you know, $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000 at a crack. It was $25, $50, $100. It was a bunch of people getting on board with a cause and saying, yes, let's make a difference in our community.
Right.
And that is what we do best, is we help you partner with somebody else and make a huge impact in our community.
And it does. The $25 at a time or $100 at a time added together with everybody else, that's the big bang.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of folks think my small amount can't possibly matter. It matters. It matters. It absolutely
How do
does.
people donate? What's the process? How do we give to this foundation?
Well, we have a website, which is amadorcommunityfoundation.org. That's a mouthful, but or you can give us a call, 223-2148, and talk to us. You know, it's
The website is secure, right? So we can put our Visa number in there, and it's all, you know, very secure.
And if you don't like online giving, on the website, it gives my email address, and it's too long to, it's acf@amadorcommunityfoundation.org. But truthfully, a lot of people don't want to do online giving, and I understand that. It is secure. We go through PayPal, which is one of the largest and most secure out there. But call us.
Okay. And the number again?
223-2148. And, you know, it just matters.
It
just matters. And this time of year, everybody feels good about giving. And if you don't know what you want to do,
and it's a great way to donate in memory of, or as a gift, you know, instead of giving a gift for everybody who has everything, you can donate in their name.
Absolutely.
So stay with us. We're going to go over to Richard, and we will be right back.